Hi guys. Hi, welcome to Silicon and Spice, where tech leaders share life's unique flavors. Today we have my longtime friend Xiaoyin here. Do you want to wave hi?
Hi. Hi, guys.
So I wrote your intro, it's pretty long. So you are a founder and board chair of HeyBoss AI. And previously you were the CEO of Founder Run the World. So it's a virtual platform that got acquired in 2023. So something kind of interesting is that I got to know you actually through that platform.
Yeah.
Because you organize it with the PM community.
We're like events community.
Yeah, events community.
Virtual events platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, you were a senior PM at Meta for 3+ years. And you're also a tech influencer that you really speak the truth, not like fluff. And then you're also an angel investor, pretty active on, all different kind of startup communities.
Yeah.
And you're also mom, so it's pretty amazing there.
Yeah. Thank you.
So my very first question is kind of about your journey from China to Silicon Valley. You and I both came to US when we were 18, right? So you studied economics at Sonoma College, and you also co-founded
Computer science.
And computer science. And you also co-founded your first education startup when you were 20.
Yeah.
So I looked at the website, it's still up and running, it's still hiring and stuff.
Actually, my co-founder start running the company. It's one of the top education companies for college counseling.
That's college counseling, and then help people that's a real product market fit right there. And then you also landed in Facebook's RPM project, right? And then looking back, and my question is, what was the moment you realized, hey, I want to build things for my own or for others versus being a big corporation?
Well, I mean, I had a great time at Facebook. I like to call it Facebook.
Meta. I know.
It was a great time. Was the peak. So obviously I learned a lot, but I think I always kind of know that I wanted to start my own thing. Especially when I was in college, I tried this, I tried to start my first
You already tested the water.
Company. Yeah, it's very cool. But I mean, frankly speaking, probably from a cash standpoint, it's better if you work at Anthropic 5 years ago. You probably make way more money and more reliably. But I guess I really enjoy the feeling of starting your own.
That's your passion, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think at some point, I mean, maybe if I make enough money, I was thinking, I'll probably start a company anyway. So it's kind of I'm doing what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's more like that's part of your entrepreneurial nature.
I think so.
You enjoy that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe a lot of people who work in big corporate, they probably want to start their own company too. It's just like they maybe think, I should make enough money and then I can do it, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of people who want to do it, actually.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. It kind of goes back to nurture versus nature. But I assume when you were growing up, you had this moment, you realized, hey, let me try different things. And there would be some time that you realize, I want to set pace for my own, right?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, obviously, I think starting company is very risky. At the same time, it's pretty enjoyable. So for me, it's more just like a lifestyle I chose. I chose this lifestyle, and that's quite fun.
Yeah. I remember we had this conversation years ago.
Yeah.
Is that kind of just echo back what you were mentioning earlier, that even if you made tons of money, you still do not want to settle to work in a company, work for others. And you still want to start something.
Well, I think if you make a lot of money, probably you shouldn't. Deal with open politics when you don't need to.
Right.
So I think that's obviously maybe an easier decision in that case, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Like once you have enough fucking money, you'll do whatever the fuck you want. You work at Facebook or Google and other things, right?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That kind of is a segue to my next question, is that about your Stanford dropout decision from the prestigious MBA program.
Yeah.
So you dropped off after year one,
and
then to start Run the World. So that's a pretty big swing, because getting into Stanford was not easy, right? Like you were surrounded by all these ultra successful with high potential, all these classmates.
Yeah.
But then what was the moment you realized, hey, is there like a specific week or there's specific action you realize, hey, I want to do something right now at this moment, otherwise I'll regret?
Well, not really. It's just I tried many different ideas, and during the summer of the first year, we made the most traction from one of the ideas. We instantly got a lot of traction, make a lot of revenue actually. So we got some term sheet from Andrews and Horowitz. So it seems like a no-brainer. It's like you dropped out then.
Yeah.
It's not. I guess I always know that I may drop out if I find a good idea. And actually, I was not alone. There was like 12 people in my class who dropped out. So it's not that. I guess people may think that's really weird, but it's really not that weird. In my class, there's like a lot of people already dropped out before me. But I would just say, like, I feel that the MBA program is very fun from a social standpoint. You meet a lot of cool people. So looking back, I guess because I was already in tech, I don't really need an MBA degree to find another tech job.
Right.
So there's not that much difference if you drop out earlier versus graduating. But if I work at McKinsey, I wanted to move into tech. maybe I should finish the school and then, find a job. But really for me, that back then, there was not that much difference one year or the other. It was also during COVID. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not going to be able to socialize anyways. So that seems like a very much easier decision.
Right.
For MBA program, I guess.
Yeah.
It's also very expensive. It was very expensive.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I think, so it sounds like it's because you found the product market fit, you got the revenue, you got the traction, you got the funding. That makes the dropout decision
much easier.
Yeah, right?
So.
Versus if somebody just say, hey, this is not what I expected, and then they pursue something out of their own without any safety net, and that's a different story.
Right, I think so. Yeah.
What were some other ideas you tried that did not work out, if you can share?
Well, I tried like some mental health idea.
Okay.
I think, I do think that could still work. It's just maybe that exact arrangement. The exact MVP didn't work.
Okay.
I tried some other random stuff, like some community app and whatever. Back then, there was like a community was like very cool.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of different ideas that I tried.
Okay.
But I think that when I host my first virtual event, that's when it really kind of got more traction and I got more conviction.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then I had a co-founder who also quit Facebook. So everything kind of just like worked out,
Yeah. All the stars were aligned.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
But I feel like right now is a very different world. Right now, you can start a company without raising a lot of money.
Right.
You can test idea much sooner. Because before, it's like, okay, it takes us like 4 or 5 months to build the product and see if that works or not.
Yeah.
So we figured out a way to, without building the product, first test the waters to see if that works.
Yeah.
But now I think with AI, like you can quickly build something in a week. You will know, right? So I think that the risk probably is much easier to know if your thing works or not in the AI world.
Yeah.
Because it only take you a week.
Right.
Yeah.
The cycle to test the water is shorter. The amount of risk you take on is also smaller, right? So you could try different things like this week. Yeah. So the next question is regarding kind of founding HeyBoss and with your AI pivot, right?
Yeah.
So after a successful exit of Run the World, so you started HeyBoss, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are an AI agency.
We're more doing web coding.
Web coding, developer agency. And then it basically, you can build a full website. So you started this AI company with agency, you can build websites. And then you also have steel balls. And then you also, like before we start this podcast, you showed me something you guys are brewing. So I want to hear kind of more about what made you want to go from like virtual events to like a completely different direction. Was there connecting threads or is it completely break? You just want to start something fresh?
Well, first we sold the company.
Yeah.
I would say that was the generation of SaaS. Basically, I was in the generation of SaaS.
Okay.
Right. So like SaaS has a peak moment, I think 2021, 2022.
True.
Then it's like everything kind of died down a little bit. I think between 2022, 2023, there didn't seem to be a lot of new things going on. ChatGPT came into play. So it's kind of like for me, even like my new company now, we're doing AI. So to some degree, from 2023 to 2024, I kind of did a pivot from the more traditional SaaS to AI, right? I guess I probably pivot sooner than a lot of people, but it's still a very different world for me. So now I'm like, has been like working in entrepreneurship in AI native product for 2+ years.
Yeah.
And I would love to kind of share about that experience.
Yes, please.
I think a lot of people probably wanted to get into AI.
Yeah.
And I think that just for me, it's like, obviously there's no, like, if you're 2023, 2024, you're not starting a company AI, then what the fuck are you doing, right? It's like, it kind of like, that's where things are going.
You got to do something with it.
You got to do something. And especially that is the biggest like wave.
Yeah.
So I guess everybody who are in tech, if you're doing a startup, probably should all do it.
At least test it.
At least right now, I would even say that if you don't do AI, I don't think there's any funding for any company
that's true
does not have AI. Right? Like every single company has AI. But I do think that there's a lot of differences between how we run the business in the past, which is in 2021, it's all about hiring more people. I have like 70 people that I manage in my company. It's like, oh, you quickly hire a lot of people. We talk about how many people you have in your company. But now it's like the opposite. It's like, oh, if you have 10 it's like, if you have 20 people, like maybe that's okay. If you're like $1 billion company, that's okay. If you're a seed stage company, and you don't have like 20 people, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, right? And then if you have one person, oh my God, that's like so brilliant, you
can do everything.
I feel like the entire, the judgment of the entire, like, I say entirely shift, right?
The success metrics of
success metrics, exactly. So one is like how fewer people you have. If you have maybe 5, that's okay, tolerable. More than 5, like, what the fuck? Right? That's like number 1. Right? Number 2 is like, okay, it's like, it seems like the company doesn't really have that many, like, and it's like, okay, I even feel old sometimes. Like, you know, it's
19-year-old
there's like
dropout.
15-year-old, 16-year-old, and 19-year-olds. It's like, okay, like there's actually not that much benefit you have by being like old. If you like have a lot of experience, to some degree that experience may not directly apply.
That hold you back.
Exactly.
That's
So
true,
to some degree, like I have to like at least actively unlearn what I've learned in the past. It's like, oh, as PM, it's all about alignment with other engineers, but like, no, not anymore. It's like, oh, PM is all about building. So the whole thing I think also changed a little bit. Right. So the past experience of which, oh, I was a senior PM at Facebook, but who gives a shit? You know, it's like now it's like a new world.
Yeah.
To some degree, you kind of have to forget about my past experiences. And then forget about the fact that I'm like, whatever, have 10 plus experience. Almost that doesn't matter. So it's like a new world, like new way of doing
AI
things.
native, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like kind of have to like pretend I'm 15 again. And it's like forget about all the things you learned.
Yeah.
And then try to really think for first level principle, do you really need it or not? You know what I mean? So I think that's a very different world.
It's a completely new mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have to entirely forget about what the things you used to do, like, okay, seed-based SaaS also doesn't matter anymore. Even the annual recurring revenue right now is kind of bullshit revenues. Like you don't really know that's true or not.
Right.
And then now a lot of the AI companies are getting into services. So that they have AI employees replacing AI software. So the entire business model also changed. So I think the whole thing is like how you make money change, how you do marketing a lot of times. It's like, okay, for SaaS, typically we have the product, we promote it. But now it's like a lot of times you'll sell a dream. It's like, oh, AI can do this, AI can do that.
Right.
And there's a lot of like promotion. People are spending a lot of time doing marketing. Like I have to be an influencer myself to do marketing because marketing is so expensive now. So it's like the whole thing is like how you like sell is like, okay, now you have to do a lot of marketing. You have to even be like Kardashian to some degree. You know, you have to Kardashian.
You have to be your own influencer.
Correct. Yeah. And that the whole thing, I think how you do marketing change, how you do product change, how you hire people change. Yeah, the whole thing. Right. So I feel like it's a very different world.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has to learn how to pivot into this new world. Yeah.
On the bright side, if you are up and coming, you are not at a disadvantage, right? Because everybody is just starting from
zero.
Yeah. And then everybody has like access to similar tools.
Yeah.
You're not like being gatekept from all those like fancy VC dinner or some small circles because now everybody sees the same tools. They can leverage.
Well, there's still some
small circles.
Yeah, but I would say like there's a lot of people who raise a lot of money, but maybe there's also people who don't raise as much money. They can also make good money.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of legacy company like you know, like whatever, lasting of the world. You know, their stock is going down.
Yeah.
And so there may be a chance that you even think about, oh, maybe one day I can compete against Jira or Atlassian.
The big ones,
which you would never think that's your job, right? Even like Cursor, and then the whole thing changing so fast. Cursor was hot last year. Okay,
no, this year
not. So it kind of feels like everybody, at least in my opinion, like all the AI company feels like a celebrity. And those like talent show. It's like this year you're hot. Next year
who knows?
You're like out of date.
What can you tell us about the newer products that have not been released yet?
Yes.
Well, like a set of products you guys have. Yeah.
So we, like before, you know, like I think the previous company, I like to believe a single product strategy. You focusing on one product and you do really well.
Yeah.
And then you kind of keep compounding on that product. But I personally realized that if you even look at OpenAI or Anthropic, they have many different products.
Yep.
Right? OpenAI has like, you know, Codex. They have like Sora. I mean, I guess they're shut on Sora, but they have many different products. And even like GenSpark, for example, they have the AI Designer, AI PowerPoint. It's like a many products. So I feel like the whole thing is like, because it's easier to create product, therefore you kind of need to have many different things going on. And also maybe you have to accept the fact that your product may be obsolete next month. You gotta keep it up. So I think the whole strategy kind of have changed. And now we have multiple products too. And the new product is we're building a platform where anybody can have their own business. We call this zero human unicorn. So the idea is like you really have a team of AI agents that are, we provide you with a team of AI agents that are well-trained from coding to marketing to growth to whatever. And then we provide you with access to an AI CEO that you can text. And the AI CEO will help you manage all the AI employees. And then so you can give AI CEO the idea, and then the AI CEO can help you run the company.
What are some examples you can shed a little light
right now, like a lot of our product, SkillBoss, for example, is run by the AI CEO already. And then so a lot of times, like I can give some general ideas. Like for example, I think, well, maybe we should start, those are the competitor you should follow, and then figure out if they have anything interesting, just launch it. So then actually AI CEO can, every week they're monitor what the competitors are doing. If she finds this is a good feature we should steal, she will just assign that to developers and marketer and just launch it. So that doesn't even need my involvement. The whole process is just automated, right? Or like the AI CEO you can tell them the goal, right? They're like, okay, I want to like 5x my revenue. And they can figure out different ideas they want to try to see which works, which doesn't. The one that doesn't work, they will double down. So essentially we're trying, I'm still doing a little bit of the stuff, but I would say like I try to automate as much as my decision making as well as all the execution to all the AI agents. And then so we still have engineer, but engineer is more solving the issue where AI agents, then that's what engineer are solving. But they don't really have a day job. As in they don't have a regular job that they're doing.
They don't have to do like a regular, like stand up, follow the sprint process, or a little bit.
I guess the sprint, AI is doing, by default, AI is doing all the work.
Okay.
Only when AI is stuck, where we realize, oh, it's not doing a good job. Then the engineer's job is to teach AI how to do a better job next time. But they don't actually do the job as much.
How do you evaluate that AI is doing the right thing at the right time?
Well, obviously there are different ways you can go about it. You obviously can still have KPI for AI to track. And then you can make them reflect on why the fuck they are not hitting the KPI. But there's obviously other things you can, like taste-wise, you can monitor how they work and try to figure out a way to make it work. But I think because we're a startup and I actually made a lot of people changes in the past year. When we started off, when we first started HeyBoss, like the product, the team beginning of last year, AI coding was not a thing. So we will still have like product, we have front end, we have back end, we have designer, we have QA, we have DevOps. Now that 6 job become 1 person entirely already.
Wow.
And then we're trying to be even crazier, where that 1 person does not need to do that job. It's AI that does all the And the 1 person just monitoring the AI. To some degree, I think it is similar to autonomous driving. You have L2, L3, L4, right? L5 is like entirely autonomous. I think right now, maybe when we first get started, it was like L2. Like we're using, each of the employees using some kind of AI to make themselves more efficient.
Complementary skills.
Yes, it's like you still have the human are doing the job by default. And then they're just using AI to make each person more efficient. But then it's like, okay, it's like, what can we do to merge those jobs so 1 person can do it all, right? So in that case, instead of 6 people doing 1 job, we can do like 6 people doing 6 pods, right? Doing 6 jobs. So that's, then you're significantly increase your productivity. Then the next layer is like, how can you make AI default do all the job? And human are only there when AI is doing something stupid. It kind of like driving. It's like AI is doing most of the driving. Your human only intervene when things are stupid. So I think that's kind of the space that we're in. And I think we're eventually, as AI gets better, as a cloud gets better, you will eventually get into the state where you have autonomous business. I'm not saying all business can be run autonomously, but I do think a bunch of businesses can be run with significant autonomy. You don't really need to spend like 24, like maybe 8 hours a day. You can spend less. Maybe you're only unblocking AI on the things that they don't know how to do. For example, if I were to do sales, if I were to do podcast, is probably you prefer to interview me versus my AI. But maybe one day the AI gets so good that you don't even want to deal with me because they're funny or whatever. So I think
my AI interviewed your AI.
Exactly. So that hasn't happened yet. But it could.
It's possible with this.
Especially the decision maker may be AI in the future. Like AI may decide what to buy. In that case, like it will be one AI interview the other AI, promoting to the other AI who makes decision. And human are still making decision, but they're making much higher level decision. Could be like, I gave you $1 million budget, you do this for me. But they don't really want to get into the day-to-day. They're more like a board member rather than like a CEO.
They're freed up to do more, could be creative.
Maybe you have 20 companies. I could totally imagine a world. This is my crazy prediction. I think by the end of this year, I will have like 100 companies. And then I'll run 100 companies at the same time. And then by the end of next year, I'll have 10,000 companies. That's my genuine belief. I think that will happen. You know, and I'm not saying all companies will be successful. Maybe some companies succeed, some companies don't just like the regular companies. But some companies may only succeed for 2 months. It's like they capitalize on a wave. They make some quick bucks. And then next month they're obsolete. You know what I mean? So I do think that's possible. I will have 10,000 companies.
So if I use analogy, there are a bunch of analogies I can think of right now. So like from the car, I like we talked about car. Like initially, maybe you have a human driver, right? The human help human. And then you move on to, okay, then you learn a skill to drive. And then you move on to, okay, I'm teaching AI to drive. And then, you know, you monitor a little bit. But in the long term, you give a prompt to AI, and then AI will drive you everywhere. And then that's my first analogy that came to mind.
Yeah.
The second analogy, it's almost when you talk about the 10,000 companies that run by, let's say, 1 or 2 people, it's possible. It's almost like you want to do like angel investment, but now you're angel investing your own version of company.
Correct.
Yeah. So like angel investors or YC or all these incubators, like they invest in so many different diversified businesses.
That's a great analogy.
And then now it's like, boom, I'm my own angel investor, and then I invest in all different like agents, like in different business ideas. Right? Like you could stick something, see if it sticks or not to the wall, and then if it doesn't stick, you move on to the next thing.
Correct.
And then as you said, because AI makes it easier, the switching cost from one business to another is not that bad. Right? So you could actually test out the water in faster pace and different things to do. That is a pretty exciting future. Wow.
I don't know, but I guess the thing that people are talking about is like, do we really believe in like long-lasting companies, durable companies?
Right. Yeah.
Because a lot of companies, like, even like Cursor, for example, is like they're hot for a year.
Yeah.
Not hot.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, there are some pessimistic view that believe maybe we don't have durable companies, AI, because like eventually cloud is going to eat you up, or eventually it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
You know me? So it became like, okay, if we don't have durable company, then it's all about having some unique insight that can enable you to make some quick bucks. But there's obviously going to be companies that are more durable too. I do think that when you really imagine if AI can run company entirely, maybe the right strategy is not only focusing on durable company. There's going to be a lot of ideas that
different strategies, right?
Right. You have different strategies.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love that. The fourth question I have is similar to what you just talked about, that you have to shift your mindset when you were a senior PM at a big tech company versus being a founder. So what are some lessons you have to unlearn, being kind of from, have to be in the corporate, playing those games, or doing those kind of things to get alignment with everybody versus when you switch to your entrepreneurial work? What are some PM skills you have to unlearn where additional mindsets that you have to change?
I think that question I'll give a very different answer if you were to ask me last year.
Okay.
There's a lot of answer I can give you.
Okay.
But I think right now, because AI is disrupting the corporate world as well as entrepreneurship.
That's true.
All at once.
Yeah.
So it became a very harder, it became like, I can tell you the thing before AI matters.
Yeah.
But that completely doesn't matter anymore.
Oh,
it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So I guess I can tell you what's meant to be very helpful. I feel like when you work at Facebook, you get to meet a lot of cool people. That network is very helpful.
Yeah.
But the way that you work things in the past is all about alignment with other humans. I think that alignment still used to matter in startup too, because it's just a smaller company, but you still need to align with other people.
Yeah.
But now I think, now the problem is like, okay, maybe I don't need a lot of people. 10,000 AIs, or maybe like, let's start like moderate, maybe like 10 AIs. This is all about alignment with different, making sure those
right. they have their like similar logical thought process.
Well, you want to make sure those AIs are aligned. Sometimes if you just let AI run their own thing.
Yeah.
Even if you open 10 threads in a cloud code, sometimes they're not aligned. And then they change each other's code.
True.
So you will still need to design some process to make those AI aligned. Maybe there's less office politics, as in the AI are not like fighting for themselves or whatever. But there's still some alignment that you have to do, making sure the AI knows what's the ultimate goal. How do you really, figure out the right process? So I think that kind of skill is still valuable when you were to design a multi-agent organization.
I love that. Basically, it's from like people skill, people management, people alignment. Now it's like AI. Alignment. Because one thing with LLM, sometimes it generates most of the time it generates different answers or different little things that varies here. How do you set up a principle or like framework so the AI can follow?
Yes.
And it's not be like not like arguing and then that waste time. Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Thank you. So now we move on to a even more interesting part of discussion. So the bonus question is, what is your favorite clothing brand? Because you usually work from home. Quince. Okay.
Yeah, this is
But then
Quince.
you also have to like meet investors. You also do AI summits.
Quince. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Okay. They are a $1 billion company. I think
10 billion.
about 10 billion. Okay.
10 billion. I wish I invested, because I always loved Quince for 3 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard about them because I think I saw a YouTube video about like their monetization model and stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting company.
Well, I just don't like to think about it right now. I want something very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I want something 100% organic material, not synthetic. That's just my like whatever pep. Yeah, but other than that, they're the cheapest one.
Yeah.
Of the highest quality. So it's just like, why not?
So you don't have to waste your time thinking about, okay, which styles I want. You just know the
qualities.
Well,
because I work at home, so
right, yeah.
Really, I don't give a shit as much. But I do when I'm feeling wild. There are other brands that I maybe buy, like Anthropology, for example.
Yeah, Anthropology is good. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Maybe Theory.
Theory is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like on a higher end of my budget, but
it's Theory outlet.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
Everything now have outlet. And then the kind of the spicy questions, you literally step down as a CEO and you appointed Astra, right, the AI agent to run HeyBoss. And then you also said, I was a bottleneck, and Astra does not get tired, doesn't have feelings. So this is the honest question: like, how did it feel when you how did you feel emotionally when you had to hand over your own company to a machine? Like, what was your like thought process? And did the investors care about that?
Well, the thing is, like, I feel like I do that thing last year.
Yep.
Back then, I think AI was okay. It was not perfect.
Yeah.
But now I genuinely think it's so good.
Yeah.
I think also back then it was a little wild because the investors like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But now it's like they also realize
they could see that. Yeah.
Because when I talk to some investors, they literally don't talk to me. They send me a ChatGPT thread or a Cloud thread. They ask me to address the question the AI raised.
That's hilarious.
So like I could have just sent my AI to answer his AI's question. To some degree, I kind of feel like the human already
out of the loop.
Out of the loop.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I guess at this point, I just look into my bank account.
Yeah.
And look at if I own the fucking shares or not. If I do, then that's great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But you didn't feel like too attached. It was like, hey, like, am I competent enough as a human?
Well, I already accept the fact that I'm not competent.
Okay.
I think eventually AI will be more competent than. Yeah. There are different type of capacity that I have, like when it comes to people and maybe sales and marketing that requires human presence and human style. Yes, I am better. But when it comes to like data analysis and shit like that, or even like coding reliability, it's like AI is just gonna be better. Yeah. And I try to make AI. It depends on how you write the prompt, but I try to prompt AI to give me some wild ideas on how they can like grow the company 10x or whatever.
Okay.
And they have pretty good ideas. Yeah. So I do think AIs are people like to say AI not creative. I don't think that's true at all. AI is getting way more creative than I could imagine. Yeah. So I think it's all about like how do you prompt AI in the right way so they can add more value. I believe AGI is already here. Yeah. It's just that a lot of people don't know how to leverage AGI. Yeah. They're like, what's the weather like today? Right? They're not leveraging AGI to do crazy shit. Yeah. But if you do, like I try to ask AI really crazy questions like, what is the fastest way to get rich? 10x revenue. But if you give him enough context about what your company does, he can provide you a pretty good idea. Right. You know? I think people just need to dare to ask. Maybe like, oh, how do I get promoted 3 times a year? Yeah. And Meta, if we understand enough about what's the context, who are the bots, then what's the incentive, then they can probably figure that out.
It reminds me when Manos AI, the co-founder, he went to Silicon Valley, I think like a year and a half ago, and I went to meet him, and he talked about all these like AI models. If you don't utilize it well, just now you say, hey, people ask it, what's the weather in San Francisco? It's as if you gave a PhD level intelligence person, you put that person in the dark room, just hand him or her a pen and paper to work on stuff. Yeah. You don't leverage the brain, right? You just give simple stuff. So as you said, you have to put certain trust into the AI to say, hey, here's the context. And then I feel like, people have like communication classes, right? It's like, how do I communicate? How do I get buy-in? But, a year or 6 months from now, people should say, hey, how do I communicate well with AI to give enough prompts to get creative output?
I don't know. I think maybe next year you don't need that anymore.
That's true. Okay.
Next year, just hand AI all your data, all your bank account.
I think, I'm not there yet.
I think it could happen.
It could happen.
There's a non-zero chance I think that could happen.
I agree. It could happen, but I am more conservative on the security side, on the data share. Like, there are some limits, but maybe I will expand my horizon.
Well, I think there's always going to be, obviously, our security concerns.
Yeah.
The thing that I observe people do when it comes to OpenClaw is that they just give it away.
Right.
Without thinking too much. If you have a really smart AI, it's like, oh my God, this AI can solve me so many problems. They just give away all their privacy. Like, fuck privacy. I don't care about privacy anymore. They just give away all their shit. So I do think, but obviously, like, there's a huge field right now. It's cybersecurity for agents. Agent security is a big space. There's a lot of startups raising money, whatever. I think it will eventually will be a solved problem, but I don't really know. I don't know how you really solve it, because there are always going to be agents who is bad agents whose job is to attack you, and like, you know, like this capitalize on your vulnerabilities, and there's going to be agent who are protecting you. It became like a
balance of the force.
It became like a police and thieves and that kind of chase, you know. So I think what always happen. But we kind of have cybersecurity issue today. So I think the Asian world will be the same. And so my suspicion is that a lot of people are just like don't really take. A lot of people say they care about privacy, but they will still give away their entire account
for the convenience.
For the convenience, exactly.
For the outputs, for the outputs, maximum output.
If I tell you, like, if you say some story that AI helps this person makes, you know, $1 million. And that person give away all their stock, all their bank account. You're like, but that person make $1 million. Maybe a lot of people will give away their bank account too.
I see.
But maybe they won't make $1 million. It's just a fucking scam, and they lose all their money. But I guarantee you, a lot of people will just
try it. Human nature. Human nature.
Right? Yeah.
The last question, part of the spicy follow up, is that can you walk us through a real day of yours? Like, how does your AI CEO, how does she manage the human and the AI employees? And what decision does she make autonomously versus where you step in?
So, I mean, as AI gets better, the more she's now making way more decisions than me.
What are some examples?
But so high level, for example, like we can set up some autonomy loops. Where she has access to our data. The revenue, like user, whatever stuff. Based on that data, she also have access to our code base and everything. So she can understand like and the competitors. She can understand like what are the things we should do to like increase our revenue. She can propose a plan, we can approve the plan, she can get it done. Or we can like message her. We essentially message her things we wanted to get it done. And then she can organize other developers to do it. And then essentially today we're using Lark, so we connected her in Lark. And people can message her.
She can have instructions and then give like when people message her.
I guess so each of the employee human can message her. To do shit.
To get decisions or consult with her.
Actually not consult. A lot of time he just like it's typically some kind of stuff that people want her to do. She just does stuff. She learns. It's just like we have internal processes which like if let's say you find a product idea, she can turn that into PRD, design it, code it, QA it, launch it.
That's a very hands-on CEO.
She can close it. I mean, there's all other agents in a way, but and there's some review process she can like take a look at the review. So theoretically, I mean, sometimes we still need to be involved, but theoretically she could end-to-end finish a product feature. Entirely like launch it, whatever, right? And then she also has data she could analyze if that works or not. She can set up the right data login to know if that works or not, right? So she could do more. I think we always need to train her better as her capability increase. Because I think before, like last year, she wasn't able to close the entire loop. So human have to be more involved in each of the process of which is broken. Now AI is getting so good. I feel like she can, which is why I think like eventually, like I really don't have a job. You know what I mean? Like she will know more.
Right. Yeah.
And the only thing I can do is I go to other CEO meetings. I try to talk with other people, make some friends, and
friendship cannot be replaced.
Doing sales.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
But the problem is like if we assume the decision maker are not human, because I'm starting to offload a lot of decision making for her. It's like which vendor should we choose? She can tell, right? It's like, oh, which like SaaS should we use? She can figure it out. In that case, like there's no point in trying to persuade human to buy things because humans are going to offload the decision to AI anyways. So then maybe there's into a way where our CEO try to figure out a way to wine and dine other AI CEO, and then they figure out a way. But then again, I'm out of the loop. So there could be a world where you could imagine humans are making fewer decisions.
So do you feel like you as the board chair of the company, your job is to make sure the AI CEO can run her job really well? So you create like prompts for her to make her a better CEO. Place you.
When AI is not as good, I have to do a lot of prompts. I have to do a lot of monitoring. Like to some degree, it's a pretty busy job for me. It's not like I can chill.
Right.
As AI gets better, especially I think last 2 months, it gets so good. I increasingly feel like I don't really need to do much in a lot of the process.
She already has all the data, all the content.
A lot of the context. But then I need to think about new things, right? How to like grow the company, whatever, how to make it better. But I don't need to be as involved to that granular level anymore. So I think as AI gets even better, it will probably be better. And then, and in that case, maybe it's like less about me running day to day. It's more me. Oh, maybe I can start 10 companies, 20.
The strategies in the long term, like again, angel invest your own companies, right? You have different ideas. Oh, okay, nice.
But I think it could. I mean, I think it's gonna arrive sooner than people. So a lot of times, I think, just to tell you the truth, a lot of founders I know, it's not like they know all aspects. They're good programmers. They're shitty at marketing.
Right. Yeah, you cannot be good at everything.
They're really bad at products. So it's very hard to hire a capable team across all dimensions. As in capable, as in they're senior enough that they're better than AI. I think as AI gets better, it's harder to be a better engineer than AI engineer. You need to be somewhat senior. You need to be at least senior. Right? So then think about all the different job functions, and you need to have like everybody's working super hard and very capable, at least senior level, and don't bullshit. And that's already better than I would say most of the companies.
Right. Yeah.
So I could totally imagine like having a bunch of AI agents that like entirely like replace human. In that case, like, hey, maybe my job is no longer be a PM at Facebook. My job is to be the CEO too. My job is to own a bunch of AI agents too. So I think eventually everybody, I think there's going to be a lot of people who own their own AI companies.
Yeah. Wow.
Because Facebook will start laying off people. They're like, we don't need you. Right? And maybe they don't. And then also AI is getting so good. Then it's like everybody feel like, oh, I don't know how to do coding, but I have AI can do it. I don't know how to do marketing, but AI can do it. Right? So as long as it's better than me, it's going to be strictly better than me doing it. Like if I'm a solo entrepreneur today and I only know one thing, the company is not gonna work. But if AI can help me compensate and complement for the things that I'm not good at, okay, maybe that's actually good. I don't need a co-founder. It worked, and there's no drama because everybody listened to me. Or maybe I'm just like I don't even want it to think. I want AI to think about everything. I just set up a goal for AI to just go do it. So I think that could happen.
That's a really cool concept, and I'm imagining this is like a coin with both sides, right? On the one side, it's like, oh, AI take people's job, right? The corporate might reduce their reliance on human employees. But on the other hand, because AI is so good, we're also empowered to do our own stuff. With all these things.
Because I think for sure a large company will reduce people. Because people are not the bottleneck. The more people you have, the more alignment, the more meetings you need. And especially for a tech job, I think a lot of times it's digital. So you don't really need those humans. It is actively slowing down the pace. So then from a big company standpoint, they would have to lay off people. But then so that's for sure. But at the same time, it's like you don't really like sometimes I really believe that one person have like 10 AI agents can actually a lot of times be faster than 10 employees in a big company, because I've seen this before. When we were first running HeyBoss, one of our competitors, Base 44, they were always building faster than us. Like, we had like 10 people. It's like, what the fuck? Why is it just one guy? That guy's like always faster than us. I was like very angry. Then I realized, okay, that guy is very smart. He knows product. He knows engineering.
Well, okay. Then you don't have to have meetings to do, just get it.
And then meanwhile, like, okay, we have to break down one task for 6 people to do. Right? And then they don't agree with each other, or the engineer doesn't communicate well with product. They don't really understand what's going on. There's so many uncertainties, and when you have 6 people dependencies, and they just misalign, and this person turns out is really bad, we have to fire that person. It's very likely that we have 6 people, one person is not going to be capable. By probability, it's pretty likely. So then you have 6 people, like one person doesn't work out. Okay, now that person doesn't have a job. Okay, now you have to find a new person. Now it wastes another month trying to find a new person. So there's just so many unknowns in that 6 people crew just for one feature. Okay, and then meanwhile that guy is keep building. So it's really, really hard for us to try to compete against him in terms of speed, which is why like we're kind of there was like always ahead in terms of feature. I was like, what the fuck? Then I realized, you know what? That model worked. You could totally imagine today is like, okay, a big company have like whatever 100 people. But you have one person that's really smart. That one person with like 100 agents for sure going to beat out the 100 for sure. It's just way faster. Right. So in that case, it's like, okay, the more people is significantly drag down the speed. So big company will eventually try to reduce the people. It will take them a while to get there. So the startup do have a great opportunity to beat against those old guys with old legacy process and whatever old work structure. It also means when you leave a big company like Facebook, now it's like, okay, that's bravo.
It's your time to shine.
Get laid off. It's great.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to fucking waste time in those old legacy systems that's getting obsolete.
Yeah.
It will be obsolete. It's now a new time for you to get involved in the new, it's kind of like a forcing function. Now you have to do it the new way, which is the right way.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I was like in the old farming world, like you're doing the, I don't know, I guess before we have machine, you will have to do it in a tribe and do shit. It's very slow. Let's say you got ostrich, like the tribe like booted you out. So okay, now you can start your own
tribe. Yeah.
It only takes you and then you have your own machine.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's actually a great thing.
Right.
If you get laid off right now.
Yeah, that's true. You are, again, you have the freedom, independence to do your own thing, to pursue your passion.
And then it's also the right way to do it.
Right. Yeah.
The old Facebook is the wrong way to do it.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the wrong way to do it. Because all their processes are going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Because I know they're slow. So if you have one person, you actively focusing on that new way of doing things, you actually will beat up the old way of doing things. Just think about machine versus not having machine.
Right. Yeah.
No matter how rich you were before you have a fucking machine, when I have a machine,
it's always,
it's always true. But it's really hard for that old legacy player to try to adapt to the new world without entirely reshape themselves, because they have so many like existing VPs and directors.
They have their own friction.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much friction.
Resist to change.
So much friction. Versus like if you just build it from ground up, it's always going to be better. So I do think like layoff is a gift.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's like a blessing in disguise.
It is totally a blessing.
Yeah.
Because you almost like, I guess one of my friends like thinking about leaving a big company. He's going to be promoted to a director. He was asking me, hey, should I keep that job or should I leave?
Yeah.
You know, I guess I didn't persuade him. He also realized himself, essentially like, okay, if he's a director, but so what? That
it doesn't mean anything in this world.
Eventually he will be fired.
Yeah.
Eventually he will be fired as a director, because it will be like, he will be only focusing on the people management, all of that stuff, which is not really a required skill.
Yeah.
So it's like an obsolete skill. He's like doing well in the old world. He's getting one level up in the old world. But the old world is a tanking ship. That's going to fucking tank. So what's the point? But versus like, hey, just start his own things. Anyways, I think he's gonna leave. He's not gonna wait for that director job to happen. Leave.
You're changing one life at a time.
No, I didn't change that. he framed it that way. He's like, okay, I'm gonna be a better captain, whatever,
in the world,
in the sinking ship. So the point.
That's
right?
true. Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you, Xiaoyin. This is really insightful. Wow.
I don't know.
I love this.
Facebook pays well, so
yeah,
that's great if you can make some bucks. That's great. But maybe what you should do is you should work at Facebook in the day. Don't get too attached emotionally. Make good money. And do your own thing. At night. Maybe that's the right way to go about it.
I think so. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think for our audience who are going through layoffs, like, you know, it's human nature to feel sad or upset about this. But on the other hand, you're also, again, you're empowered.
Yeah,
you're encouraged to do other things.
Out of the sinking ship. So you can go to a non-sinking ship. It not be a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely believe it. When you look at, like, I'm just like, even for my own example, we have 10 people. We cannot be the speed of one person.
Right.
Think about, we have 10,000 people. It's not necessarily faster. It is not faster. Because like each time you have to have 40 people to review a fucking product at Facebook. Now probably it's more, 200 or whatever, something. There's legal review, all kinds of review. Right? And there's a different kind of chart. You have to persuade this work, that director. There's a bunch of stuff that you have to do.
Yeah, it's a new work model. Is emerging
work model.
The old one is like sinking, where however, whatever shape it's going to be morphed into.
Rather you want to spend time doing the new thing, because the new thing will get so much bigger. It will be so much stronger. You want it to be first. You want to be sooner. You want to be early in the new ship. You don't want to be late. You don't want to be a late captain at a sinking ship.
There we go. Wow, I love that analogy. That's all my question. Thank you, Xiaoyin. This is really awesome. I'm excited to like summarize these insights, and I think this was a good episode.
Great, awesome.
Bye.
Yeah. Follow me.
Yes. Yeah. I'll add your information.